my lovelies, it's Jackie and Jackie's Cooking. And today, my friends, we are going to make the best, fluffiest, moistest vanilla cake ever. Guys, I knew when I developed this recipe, I hit a gold mine. Not only is it so light, but the crumb of the cake is like clouds. It's just so good, and it's not overly sweet. And I guarantee if you make this for a party, your friends and your family will invite you back. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. And don't forget to press that notification bell so you can get weekly updates on all of my delicious recipes. And don't forget to like and share. Let everybody know Jackie's Cooking. So guys, here are our ingredients. We have our flour. We have our sugar. We have our egg yolks. Yes, egg yolks, and the ingredients and recipe will be in the description box below. We have our vanilla, pure vanilla. I know it's expensive, but pure vanilla is good. We have our unsalted butter. We have our buttermilk, our salt, our oil, and our baking powder. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put this together and come out with a beautiful fluffy cake. Okay, so guys, we are going to sift our dry ingredients, and guys, we're going to do something a little bit different. It's not your typical cream the butter with the sugar. I prefer this method when I'm making vanilla cakes because it creates a lighter texture, okay, for me. This is called the reverse mixing method, or it's like a two-step method, meaning you combine all your dry ingredients together, okay, and you coat the butter, your softened butter into the dry ingredients until it looks like wet sand, and then you're going to add all your wet ingredients. So just watch, and trust me, it's not difficult, and it'll just give you a beautiful result. All right, so we got some flour. Okay, I'm using a regular flour today. Cake flour, yes, cake flour is better, okay, but this cake tasted just as good, trust, okay. We're sifting all our ingredients. Now we're sifting in our baking powder and our salts. And the reason for this is because I want to make sure there's no lumps and bumps in my dry ingredients. I want a smooth batter. Okay, so we're going to add our sugar, and I'm also going to sift the sugar as well. Okay, I'm going to sift my sugar as well, because sometimes white sugar tends to have little hard clumps in it. Okay, so I want a smooth batter. Okay, and as you can see, I did have a few hard clumps in there, and that's the reason why I sifted my sugar as well. Okay, if you don't have one of these gadgets, you could use a regular sieve and to sift it. All right, so we're mixing our dry ingredients together. Now that you're well sifted, and guys, we're going to add our butter. Okay, we're going to use a paddle attachment, and we're going to mix in our butter. Okay, everything, guys, must be at room temperature for a beautiful result. And you're going to add your butter into chunks. Don't do like I'm about to do right now and add a whole stick of butter in there all at once. Okay, because you'll probably have a mess. Okay, but lucky enough, my butter was soft. Okay, and it was at room temperature, and that's what we want. See, don't do that. Just cut it up into 4 and add it in like that. Okay, now what we're doing right now is that we're going to mix the butter into the dry ingredients until it resembles wet sand. Okay, and that should take about 2 minutes or so. Okay, and what this does, it creates, it envelopes itself around the dry flour and stuff, and it won't overwork the gluten in the flour. And that's something you don't want to overwork in any kind of cake especially. And as you can see right here, you see how beautiful it looks, like nice, beautiful wet sand. Okay, because we're not looking for a dense, heavy cake. You're looking for a beautiful textured cake with a beautiful crumb. So now, guys, we're using egg yolks. Okay, our buttermilk. And guys, if you can't find buttermilk, I'll show you a substitute that you can make, okay? We're adding the buttermilk to the egg yolks. Our oil. And our vanilla, okay? And you're probably asking, why you only using egg yolks? I find that when I use egg yolks, it not only helps make my cake lighter, but it adds more moisture to my cakes. So that's why I love using that. Okay? And we're going to add this wet mixture to the dry ingredients. Now, guys, do not throw away the egg whites, okay? Just put them in a nice container, and you can pop it in the freezer. And later on, in a later video, I will show you how to make an Italian buttercream or Swiss meringue buttercream, okay? And you'll love that because that icing is just not overly sweet. It's so velvety, delicious. So we're just mixing this on low just to get this incorporated. Then we're going to increase the mixture to medium high, okay? And the goal is, guys, I'm only going to mix this for 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes on high, okay? That was the first 2 minutes. Now I have 1 more minute. In that last minute, guys, you're going to scrape down your bowl. Make sure you go under. Make sure you all anything that's at the bottom you get, okay? Because we want to make sure everything is well incorporated. And then after we do that, we're going to beat it for 1 more minute, for a total of 3 minutes, okay? And as you can see, when we are beating it, the batter becomes lighter. It looks fluffier, and it's going to have this velvety texture. And guys, don't worry, again, the recipe ingredients are in the description box below. Okay, so now we're going to take off our paddle attachment, and I'm just going to make sure, again, with my spatula, to make sure and nothing's at the bottom. Okay, and everything is well incorporated. And you're going to have a preheated oven of 350 degrees. And you're going to prepare your pans. I used a big 9 by 3 inch pan. But for if you want layers, I would use, I think 2 9-inch pans would work well. Or 2 8-inch pans, or 3 8-inch pans, I'm sorry, will work well with this. Doesn't that look velvety? I'm telling you, you're going to love this. You are going to love this. I guarantee you're going to love this. Look at that velvetyness. It's silky, it's velvety. Okay, so now I'm going to pour this into my pans. Guys, this is a very strong batter, and what I mean by that is that you're going to get a lot of lift. So make sure you only fill your pans halfway, okay? Trust me, okay? This is a very, very strong batter. You're going to get nice, light, you're going to get a nice light lift. Okay, and the other thing is you don't want to over mix your batter, okay? See, look at that. Doesn't that look so beautiful and silky? And with this batter, guys, if you want, you could grate some orange peel. You could grate some lime. You could add other flavorings to it if you like. I remember I made this in a bundt pan too, and I drenched it with pure rum. I didn't even cut the rum. I just drenched it with rum and made a rum cake with this too. So you could play with this, okay? But for layer cakes, it's beautiful. Birthday cakes, wedding cakes is strong enough for that as well. Okay, so we're just smoothing out the top of our cake. And after we smooth it, we're going to tap it on the counter for about 4 times. And the reason why I tap it, or that you'll tap it, is because it helps remove any excess air bubbles that may be present in your batter. Okay? And if you're baking it in layer pans, you can bake it for 30 minutes until light, until when it springs up lightly in the middle of the cake, or with a toothpick inserted and it comes out clean, okay? But because I baked it in a 9x3 pan, deep pan, it took a little bit longer. Okay, we're gonna put it in our oven. And guys, if you haven't yet, please press the subscribe button. And don't forget to press that notification bell so you can get weekly updates on all of my delicious recipes. Like and share. And let everybody know Jackie's cooking. And here's our beautiful cake. Yes, indeed. Here's our beautiful cake. Now, guys, here's the secret. And I left this in the pan for about 2 to 3 minutes, okay? And what you're going to do is that once you take it out of the pan, you could put it in a plastic bag or wrap it with Saran Wrap. And what that's going to do, any excess moisture, steam, is going to go right back into the cake. Okay? That's another secret to keep your cakes nice and moist. All right, so I'm going to flip it on here and show you what the cake looks like. Okay, so once you flip it out of the pan, you could definitely put it in a little plastic bag, wrap it, or you could wrap it with Saran Wrap. A lot of times they say, well, put it in the freezer once you wrap it. I usually don't do that. I think this works fine for me. But I guess if you do put it in the freezer, it just helps firm it up so you could decorate the cake better. It will be firm enough for you to decorate and do what you got to do. Okay, so I'm getting ready to flip. And voila. Now I'm getting ready to cut into this cake so you can see what it looks like. Again, like I told you guys earlier, at this point, you know, if you're making this for a birthday cake, wrap it, and so all that steam could be trapped and go right back into the cake. Now, as you can see, the cake is light. Look how it's like a sponge. It's so soft. It's so soft, and of course, cake is going to taste better the next day. Okay? See how easily it just cuts in? And this is why you're probably wondering, well, what do you do with all these cakes? I try to get rid of it because, let me tell you something, I'll be a ton if I keep eating this stuff that I made, you know? But look at that beautiful crumb, that beautiful texture. Can't you imagine making this a layer cake and putting chocolate frosting between it, making a beautiful chocolate yellow cake? Oh my God. Okay, now the test. Look at that beautiful crumb. It's like a sponge, so soft. Tell you can see it for yourself. Look at that. Take that first bite, baby, and tell me what you think. This cake was so moist. I'm telling you, it is so moist. Okay, and you know, when you add oil into cakes, guys, the oil helps keep the cake from drying out, you know. But guys, I want you to try this recipe. Let me know what you think. Enjoy it, okay? Bye. And don't forget to love everyone. Hug everyone. Look at that. Yes, indeed. Beautiful cake. And guys, let's love one another, trust one another, be with one another, okay? Let's have a peaceful world. Bye.